up, gamer fans? And it's time to put those Wii remotes down once again, because you know what that means? Time for an old versus new on video games, not movies. Yep, and what better to do it on than the biggest bad boy fighting game, Mortal Kombat. Yep, doing it on Mortal Kombat Deception on the PlayStation 2 versus the remake on the PSP Unchained. So, let's take a look. Which one is better? Mortal Kombat Unchained on the PSP or its counterpart, Mortal Kombat Deception on the PlayStation 2? Let's take a look. Let's start out with the graphics. Yeah, graphics are always what makes the game great. The blood, the violence, everything. This game is divided up in several different modes, and it was pretty cool for its time. Being that you didn't exactly have every single character, but no doubt, it wasn't like Armageddon where you had every single character, but it had enough to really satisfy anybody. It was one of the best damn Mortal Kombat games available, and anybody had to have this. For one reason, the blood. Yeah, the blood, the fatalities, that's the bread and butter right there of the game. The hit fatalities, the spikes, everything. It looked kick-ass right there. And even had the awesome, insanely hard last boss, Onaga, making his first debut in a Mortal Kombat series, and man was he a pain in the ass. It even had the chess mode, which looked pretty freaking awesome, and had an insane auto fatality, as well as the puzzle mode, which I have to admit looks silly, but obviously I'm sure they were well aware of what they were doing with this one. And it even introduced a conquest mode, as well as an online Wi-Fi mode. You can go online and kick somebody's ass that you know, or don't know, or get your ass kicked by somebody you don't know, or know. Either way, it was still pretty damn good. For PlayStation 2, it kicked ass. Then came the PSP version, which I didn't expect, and I was skeptical on the whole idea, being that most portable Mortal Kombat ports were, well, pretty shitty. And Mortal Kombat Advance was a perfect example. So obviously, I was skeptical on the whole idea of this game, bought it, and, well, graphic-wise, not bad. It's got the blood, the dust, the stage fatalities, everything. But I think somewhere along the lines it does lack a bit. With the chess mode and the puzzle mode, yeah, I think this is where it starts to get a little bit undercooked. The chess mode, it doesn't even look like they're really standing there when they get burned. Compare that to the PlayStation 2 version, yeah, it looks better. Yeah, the conquest mode, yeah, kind of lacks a little bit, but not that bad either. It's really not that bad, to say the least. So, it's hard to say it, but point goes to its counterpart, PlayStation 2 version. Always original and always the best. So, onward to the controls. Yeah. Which game has better controls? This is really tough to say, but PlayStation 2 version, there was not much flaw in the game. Controls worked great, there was a lot of buttons to choose from, you can do anything against your opponent, or any of the games can work just fine. The camera angling was great in the conquest mode, the chess mode worked great, it was pretty damn cool. There was a lot of button combinations to figure out, but at least it was very self-explanatory. You can even look up the moves list as well, and it works pretty well, whether you're using the analog stick or the D-pad. It works great. As for the PSP version, well, being that you're limited to how many buttons you can use, you never know how to do the pick up and throw move until you've actually done the conquest mode. And no, that kind of goes against your own will, saying, you know, it doesn't work exactly like the PlayStation 2 version. So, sorry to say, but PlayStation 2 version gets the point. So, onward to the sound. Yeah, which game has better sound? Not that the PSP version is bad or anything, they both sound great. I mean, the sound effects are revolutionary for a portable console. It's pretty cool. It sounds a lot like the PS2 version. So this was a tough one, but I guess I gotta go with the PlayStation 2 version once again. I don't know why, but I just feel this one had better sound. No offense, PSP. I think you sound cool, but this one gets the point. Sorry to keep that short, but let's move on to the overall gameplay. Most important thing. Which game has better gameplay? Well, being that the PSP version actually did have new characters in the game. Yeah, unlike the PS2 version, which didn't. It added Jax, Katana, Shao Kahn, Goro, and even Blaze in the game too. Now, it's not the Blaze that you remember from Armageddon, because even though it did come out just after Armageddon came out for the PS2, immediately it was very deceiving towards MK fans, and it looked nothing like him. It looked just like a guy on fire, a skinny guy. It looked like a weakling. Nothing like the Armageddon version Blaze. I mean, he was huge, bulky. It almost looked like a Hulk on fire or some shit that kicks your ass. But this game did have some interesting features to it, but still, the chess mode, well, it was a little undercooked once again. And the conquest mode, ugh, the camera just makes me nauseous. But still, it works pretty well. As well as the gameplay being a little undercooked, it was still pretty functional. It wasn't as bad as Mortal Kombat Advance was, it still was playable. The arcade mode was cool, it's what any MK fan would really enjoy, but my god, are these loading times slower than anything. You look at the PlayStation 2 version, they're quick, 2-second loading times. PSP version, oh my god, boring as hell. So with the PS2 version getting basically nothing wrong, the PSP version, it still had a few quirks and problems it had to work on. So I'm sorry to say, point goes to, once again, the PlayStation 2 version. So PS2 version whooped this one's ass by far. Not that I don't like this one, it's a great remake, it's probably one of the best Mortal Kombat games you find on a portable console, but it just does not compete with its counterpart, I'm sorry. I'm not saying to not get this game, I'm just saying only get this if you're looking for a nice, entertaining road trip, if you're really bored, you want a good beat-em-up fighting game. It still has the Wi-Fi and everything, but still, this one is better. So, until next time, happy gaming.